This video explains the research, definitions, and conclusions of the Ohio State Leadership Studies. You will learn of the behaviors of this model, its 4 leadership styles, and what set this theory apart from others at the time. In the mid-1940s, when trait theory was dominant within the field of leadership studies, researchers at Ohio State University sought to draw conclusions of how different leadership behaviors affected leadership performance. To study the behaviors of leaders, the team created the Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire, or LBDQ for short. The Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire consisted of 150 statements, and the respondent answered how frequently this behavior is displayed on a scale with 5 points, ranging from never to always. Using the Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire, the research of the Ohio State Leadership Studies could be systematized, enabling a better understanding of behavior patterns. This questionnaire has been further refined over the decades and is still used in leadership studies today. After successfully identifying several different behaviors affecting leadership performance, these were grouped into 2 categories, namely, initiating structure and consideration behavior. Before describing these in depth, I'd like to ask you to support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Remember to turn on notifications, so you don't miss any of our future videos. Initiation of structure included behaviors aimed at creating clarity and structure for an organization. Some of the behaviors in this category are: setting clear expectations, providing constructive criticism enabling improvement, setting standards of performance and production, creation and maintenance of processes, policies, and procedures, setting job descriptions and establishing the division of labor, systematic coordination of work, emphasis on meeting milestones and performance targets, monitoring and controlling operations and performance. A high level of initiating structure behavior means a high definition of roles, tasks, expectations, schedules, etc. High levels of this behavior also mean the leader makes all decisions, punishes subpar performance among followers, and underlines the importance of results. This extreme case compares well to autocratic leadership from the Lewin leadership styles. In a more moderate version, it corresponds well to a combination of pace-setting and commanding leadership from the 6 leadership styles by Goleman. The other behavior category, consideration behavior, included behaviors focusing on relationships and people. Here are a few examples of consideration behaviors. Listening to team members and other stakeholders. Treating people well and seeing them as equals. Providing support to team members. Being generally supportive, friendly, and available. Emphasizing the welfare of the team members. Building trust and a good team climate. Display of empathy and a genuine wish to understand the capabilities of each team member. The amounts of consideration behaviors set the level of people focus and empathy of the leader. High consideration behavior signifies a strive for trust, interest in the follower's feelings, and a willingness to create warm relationships within the team. A leader with high consideration behavior uses active listening, understands the strengths and weaknesses of each team member, and supports them as required. Consideration behavior can be compared with democratic leadership combined with coaching and affiliative leadership from the styles by Daniel Goleman. The Ohio State leadership research suggests that these 2 leadership behaviors lead to 4 possible outcomes, or quadrants, with 4 different leadership styles reflecting the leader's behavior. The conclusion was that leaders who have high consideration behavior, as well as high initiating structure at the same time, have better results than others. Compared to other studies at the time, the assumption that leaders could elicit 2 types of behaviors at the same time was pretty much a novelty. The findings of the Ohio State leadership studies are very different from the trait theory of leadership, which was well spread at the time. Trait theory assumes that a combination of specific traits means a person can be successful as a leader. You have traits from birth, meaning that some people are born to be leaders, and others are not. At least if you believe the school of thought of trait theory. We'll shortly explain the 4 leadership styles of this model. Before we do that, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for your support. The Ohio State leadership studies suggested that it wasn't the traits that made leaders successful, but rather their behaviors. Since behaviors can be trained and learned, this opens up the thought of anyone capable of learning how to become a great leader. Using these behaviors in different doses results in 4 main leadership styles. 1. Low initiating structure with high consideration behavior. 2. High initiating structure combined with low consideration behavior. 3. Low levels of both behavior categories. 4. High levels of initiating structure as well as high levels of consideration behavior, in combination. According to the Ohio State Leadership Studies, the combination of high initiating structure and high consideration behavior results in better outcomes for organizations and businesses. Thus, leaders should aspire to display high levels of both behaviors. Subsequent studies have also established that a high task initiating structure leads to solid productivity, but it also brings low job satisfaction. With high consideration behavior and low initiating structure, people enjoy work with little absence as a consequence, but they also deliver lower performance. These 4 leadership styles have counterparts in other leadership studies and models. As I see it, the unique and crucial contributions of the Ohio State Leadership Studies were the Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire and the breakaway from trait theory, enabling the thought that leadership could be learnt and developed. For additional information on leadership models and approaches over the years, I suggest watching our video on leadership theories. It explains trait theory, classical management, behavioral leadership, situational leadership, servant leadership, and many other models comprehensively. We hope you have enjoyed this video. Please click like and subscribe to our channel. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our future releases. This video was brought to you by Leadershipahoy.com.